This is TB Talks and BS Walks. Join the conversation or the BS. Here are the masterminds behind the microphone, Tyler and Brian.
Welcome to TB Talks, BS Walks. I'm BS, and it's been an interesting weekend. Meant to record this a lot earlier. My wife was going to record with me, but I got called into work. I've been working 12-hour shifts, and it's actually the first day after the final races, so things have calmed down considerably. However, I'm recording early morning, which is why I'm so quiet, because my wife and my son are still sleeping. But I thank you all for joining me. This is going to be a Wednesday post, so I hope you all enjoy it. Let's see, when was this? This was it the 8th? Let me see here. I had to look it up because I had heard about it, wanted to talk about it, but August 27th, there was a shooting at a Madden gaming event. As you all know, my hobby outside of doing the podcast and working and spending time with my family is games. And I play a lot of games. And so this caught my eye. I've seen a lot of the tournaments but never participated. So it was interesting to find out. So in Florida, they had a Madden football tournament for the game. One of the players there, David Katz, opened fire on fellow gamers, and before, I believe, taking his own life. I think he injured 11 people, and he killed 3. And so far I haven't really seen a motive, and I'm hoping for some, feedback from y'all on this situation. This is another one of those shootings that just doesn't make sense to me. Like how he got the gun, how he got into the place. He's known to have some mental problems, mental issues that he had gone to seek help on. So I don't know how he passed a screening for a firearm, which he obtained legally, and then got into this tournament carrying it. It just baffles me. Like, normally EA sponsored events are pretty well maintained. Don't have to worry about too much. I mean, these are college age kids, young students, just showing up to play a game, just wanting to win some money, interact, socialize with their friends that they've made over these events bring a lot of these players together from all over. So to not have proper security is a surprise. One of the injured players, I believe last name was Middich, is filing a lawsuit against the mall, against EA, and against the location actually at the gaming event because of improper security measures on all sides, basically. And I understand where the lawsuit is coming from, or where he's coming from in the lawsuit, I guess I should say. There should have been there should have been better security, for sure. I mean, there's hundreds of people at these events, and especially for like EA sports events. I mean, you can look on Twitch or online and just find, streams and streams of these competitions, Street Fighter competitions, Mortal Kombat competitions, WoW competition. Well, not WoW, but what is it called? League of Legends competitions. I mean, just PUBG competitions. There's tons of them out there where people gather together, socialize, and to see an event like this, see that happen, and to see the complaints of lack of security. There was a mall security guard. That was it. Off-duty cops, no hired security by EA or the mall or anything for this large of an event. So they had no deterrence anywhere. No way to stop it from escalating as far as it did. And then said this gentleman, who has been reported to have problems, mental illnesses that he had gone to, get therapy on to figure out, and was able to obtain a gun legally. And what hoops, to my understanding, there are rules in place that if you are suffering certain mental disorders, cannot obtain a firearm. I'll have to look a little deeper into that. But to my understanding, qualified for everything. They're just, I don't know if they didn't fully look into it, if there were some corners cut for him to get a firearm. And then obviously there wasn't proper security at the event. I work at a racetrack and casino. And I'm sorry, but when we have events, we have several guards scheduled. We hire outside help. The PD is aware, and they're constantly circling to make sure nothing happens. And, we can throw a concert and have, just a band inside. Not a full concert, but just a band, or a little restaurant, and have 100 people. We still have 3 or 4 guards on hand. We still have armed police officers who patrol the lot every now and then just to make sure nothing's going on. Several deterrents in place. Now, is it enough? Can't really say. We're not armed where I work. We are not armed security. We have no defenses in our possession except our hands. That's it. So, we're just, a physical deterrent, a visual deterrent. The police officers, however, are very well armed, and they patrol pretty often. And that's just for a handful of people there for a band. Just for a small band in a small restaurant. I'm not saying anything against the bands we have. I want to make that clear. I want them to come back and get all mad at me. I'm not saying they're bad bands. I'm just saying it's not concert size. We don't have thousands of people out there. But we still try to have adequate coverage and protection in case something happens. So it surprises me for an event like this, where you have a lot of gamers together and there's hundreds of people there to play games and socialize and everything, there wasn't enough foresight to make sure that there was an off-duty cop or armed security or security in general. Enough of. Apparently there was only one mall cop, which reminds me of the mall we have here in New Mexico that we all affectionately call the Hall. It is one hallway with all the shops and everything right there. It's not a giant mall like, say, Battlefield Mall in Springfield. Not a huge mall. Small little hallway. All the stores lined up. To my understanding, that's kind of the size of what this was where the event was held. It's just a small mall. Only one security guard? Just one mall security guard. That's a small mall. But to not have the foresight to have extra hands on duty. Enough foresight to plan out this event, to have it there, but not enough to have proper security. And no, like Edich said, shouldn't go to an event and have to worry about getting shot in the back. No, you shouldn't have to worry about going anywhere and getting shot in the back. However, there are other issues here besides the feeling of safety. I agree with Mittich. No, he shouldn't have to worry if he's at an event playing a game. He lost one of his closest friends, to my understanding. One of his friends was one of the ones killed, and I was standing right behind him watching him play the game. And that's devastating. You should not have to worry about that when playing a game. Why was he able to obtain the firearm? From all accounts that I've heard, there should have been no way he was able to legally obtain a firearm unless they cut corners and just wanted to sell an expensive gun to a kid. That's the way it sounds. Why weren't there enough security? Why isn't there... Like, if you're going to have a concert, normally, in a concert situation, you do remove knives. If they're carrying, you ask them to, it's not illegal to carry a gun. However, at an organized event, we normally can say, no guns. Leave it out in your vehicle or you can't go to the event. Plain and simple. Now, does that stop somebody from hiding it and bringing it in? No, but it means that we're actively searching for that sort of thing. There wasn't even that here. It was an organized event, just like a concert. Why weren't they taking the same preventative measures that a concert takes? Concerts don't allow you to bring in backpacks. Purses are the only thing they really allow. They don't allow you to bring backpacks, large bags, suitcases, anything large enough you can hide a firearm or a bomb in. They really don't allow you to bring in. So why, at this event, did nobody care? I realize these are gamers, so of course they're going to have backpacks. But in the interest of everybody's safety, I would say let the backpacks be searched. I know people don't like that. I know these are college students and they, are studying on their, liberties and their rights and everything. But in the interest of your safety, I would say allow searches. Or don't take a backpack in. Pull your controller out and take your controller in. At these events, most gamers bring just their controllers. And, comfort, game pads, whatever they're comfortable with playing with using as a peripheral to the game. So, don't bring a bag. Don't allow people to bring in bags. I don't know what, that wasn't even an option there. There was nobody there. When you have one security guard who's the whole mall security, they could be anywhere. Not at the event. The event is not their main concern. They are still required to secure the entire location. That's just like where I work. I may work one section, but I am required to make sure the whole place is secured. That's what I was hired for. So that means if something's happening on the other side of the racetrack, and I don't know about it, can't do anything about it. That's why we hire extra hands to work that side of the track. they should have had an extra hand on duty to be on that side of the building just in case. One is better than none. And they didn't even have one at that location. They had one guard, but that guard had the whole location to cover. They had a one guard just assigned just to that event. Things could have gone differently. But this is my point of view. This is just me ranting. If you guys have anything to add or detract from this or to point out, or if you have more in-depth information than what I have currently, because I'm just going off of what I heard recently and what little I have looked up at the moment, mainly because I want the interaction with y'all. So leave a comment below. Just what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think having an extra guard there, having searches, is enough to deter something like this from happening again? Or is there a step I'm missing? Is there a security measure I'm overlooking that probably would have prevented this early on? To me, I don't think he should have ever had access to a gun. I mean, to have reported amount of mental illnesses this person had, I don't think he should have had access to it. I know that's a fine line, but I mean, at some point, there has to be a line. But even if he legally obtained it with no mental illnesses and no, mental background or anything like that, that would prevent him from getting a gun, even with all of that, at the event, what could they have done to have prevented this from happening? Me personally, I think searches and extra security would have been enough. 2, 3 security guards. It was a small area. They said they could only go in as groups of 10 to play the game, so a lot of people couldn't really watch their friends play. It was such a small, intimate area, it was hard to get in. So having 2 guards there at the door checking people, searching bags, I think would have been enough. But maybe I'm wrong. It's up for you guys to decide. Now, on a lighter note, this is a quick podcast. This is going to be a full uncut single release on Wednesday. So, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. This Wednesday also, while you guys are listening to this, Tyler and I should be recording another one, or my wife and I, however it works out, so that content's out next week. But moving on from that little tidbit, new game coming out on the 7th, about 3 days from now, Spider-Man for the PS4. I am trying really hard not to watch the access players that get the game early and play, because I want to be surprised. I'm planning on getting this game hopefully on the next paycheck I get, because I have a lot of overtime. Like I said, I was busy this last week. Last races happened. I've been busy. I'm still sore. It's hard for me to sit in this chair and do this recording because I'm sore. But I'm looking forward to my paycheck, because a lot of overtime means I can get at least one game without having to worry about. So, Spider-Man coming out on the 7th. Game looks excellent. The mechanics are reminiscent, or the combat mechanics are reminiscent of the Arkham games with Batman. So I'm already looking forward to that. But there's also a combat system where it's mix and match, web slinging, aerial combat, and ground combat, and gadgets, mixing them all together to produce different results. I've seen bits and pieces of that, where it's the introduction of the game and some E3 gameplay. But I haven't seen any more than that. I haven't seen anybody play it, but it's a game I'm really looking forward to, and if you haven't had a chance, definitely look at the trailer. Yeah, I mean, YouTube. It's the home of everything. You can find a trailer, you can find some early access game players that are playing the game right now, and just give it a look-see. It looks really good. If you have a PS4, I'm going to say it might be worth getting without actually playing a demo. Just go out there and buy it. It looks that good. Red Dead Redemption 2, I think comes out. No, that's Anthem's coming out February. Red Dead, I think, is supposed to come out the end of this month, September. I'll have to look that up later. Just know that it's on its way out. I'm looking forward to that one, too. Haven't seen anything on the storyline. I'm hoping to stream that one as soon as it comes out with my multiplayer buddies, Tyler and Drax and Mount and a couple others I play with. I'm hoping to stream with everybody, but we'll see how it goes. According to what I've heard, when the early release was talked about, you'll be able to form like posses or gangs inside the Red Dead Redemption world. So that type of interaction seems pretty cool, being able to take a whole group and rob a train, or take a whole group and stop a robbery of a train. That sounds like fun to me, and I'm not a multiplayer person, but that sounds interesting. With that being said, a little tidbit of gaming information and the unfortunate shooting and Vidic, the loss of his friend. I do believe his last name was Robertson, I'm remembering correctly, to the families that have injuries and to those that lost family members and friends. Sorry for your loss. I know EA has canceled all future Madden events to review their safety protocols and try to improve those for the next event. It's getting to the point I can't even feel comfortable letting my son play out in my own yard because people are crazy. People are dumb. People do stupid things. We had somebody kill our dog. I don't know what is wrong with everybody, but I can't feel comfortable letting my son go outside, and now grown adults can't feel comfortable going to a gaming event. It's video games, people. How can you not be able to go to an event with fellow gamers with the same habits you have and not feel safe and not have a reason as to why? Cats, I have not heard of a motive yet as to why he did what he did. He was last year's Madden champion, and he lost this year, but they said he had no reaction. He brought with the intent to do this shooting, and I still have yet to hear a motive, a real reason as to do this. Speculation that he was aiming for well-known YouTubers and just trying to get it streamed that he was going to kill people and murder them. There's no note, it's just one of those random things where nobody knows exactly why, but it happened. So it's unfortunate, it's horrible. So, Vidic, I hope you win that lawsuit so that future event holders and EA Games and everyone else who was involved in that takes safety, security more seriously than just, hey, let's throw an event and have some money giveaway and not monitor it at all. Hopefully they'll take people's lives into account. And I don't know as far as how this guy got a hold of a firearm. Hopefully Florida reviews that. Reviews who sold him the firearm, how he obtained the firearm. Maybe they'll find that line everybody's been worried about on these mental issues. Where's the line when your mental illnesses, it's too far for you to own a firearm? Maybe they'll find that line. It's a thin one, and you have to be careful with it. Well, we'll see how it all turns out. It's unfortunate. I hope everybody's week is well from here on. I'm sorry that this is the only things I talked about was the shooting and new games. But hopefully we'll be able to go a little bit more in depth and we'll get another set of eyes on this situation. Help me understand. If you guys leave a comment, help me understand. Help me. If I missed anything, point it out. I'm more than happy to comments and respond. So we'll see. Till then, this is TBBSE Talks BS Walks. TB Talks BS Entertainment. And till the next time, I'm out.